Thank you very much, Mr. May. Well, it all started 24 hours ago on Good Friday when 708 players took to their seats, each with a 10,000 starting stack, hoping to turn it into gold.
From the Burlington Hotel deep in the heart of Dublin, this is the 26th Irish Open. 70 tables, over 700 players, and what a featured table we have. I'm joined by one of the great characters in Irish poker, Sideshow Bob O'Brien, and big names at this table, Bob.
Big names.
Looking there, what a murderer's row. Peter Doherty, Mike Sexton, and Scott Gray. Sexton, of course, one of the kings of American poker, pretty much considered a forefather of the modern game. And Scott Gray, of course, fourth in the world in 2002. But, those two right there. Andy Black, fifth in the world only a couple of years ago. And David Plastic, one of the big Americans in the game. You could easily see a winner coming from here.
Yeah. It's a quality table, and I see Andy's got his lucky M&M T-shirt on as well.
And Andy's been in some tremendous form lately, hasn't he?
He certainly has been ripping up the tables.
And blind on blind here, Black against Eddie Scharf, the German, who has 2 World Series of Poker bracelets of his own, and nice little flop for both.
And we've got action.
Yeah. Andy with the nut flush draw. Eddie, second pair, and I think a bet of 500 called.
Bingo.
Yeah. The nuts for Andy Black. How does he want to play this here?
Check. 500 more.
Andy's used to being a very aggressive player, and he's certainly got the reputation. So I think if he slow plays it, it's going to smell a bit.
Well, he's kind of underbet this pot, hasn't he? 500 and 1800. I mean, he's begging for the call.
A lot of scare cards out there for Scharf at this stage.
Yeah, and I mean, Scharf no mug. He does have 2 World Series of Poker bracelets, both in Limit Omaha High, and he's known to be a bit of an aggressive player himself. But can he get away from this?
He's giving it a lot of thought. He's reaching for chips.
As it is, Eddie is drawing dead, and he's raised to 2,000. That was just what Andy wanted to hear. Andy cannot lose at this stage. He has the best hand possible. Well, I mean, there is a straight flush possible.
There's flat calls, yeah. Alarm bells going off here, big time, I'd say.
And that's trouble for Eddie Scharf.
Oh.
He's hit his second pair on the river.
Oh, my God.
2,000. Raise all in.
And this is not what Eddie Scharf wanted to hear. He's really stepped in it, Bob. Has he misplayed this hand, or has he just run into a bulldozer?
I think, once he, I suppose the 8 on the river is the money card for Andy.
1,950? 1,950.
I don't know if he can get away from it at this stage.
Well, it's only 1,950 more in a 10,000 pot, and I think regardless of what happens here, Black is going to become a huge force here. Look at this pot already, 11,700.
It's very difficult not to put in the last 2,000.
Is there anything Scharf to beat here?
He's only beating a bluff, which, maybe the way Andy's played it, he's played it against his normal, very, very aggressive style. So maybe he's going to pay off from this time. He's getting the stare down.
And he's saying, why did I bet on the river? What did I get myself into? Poor Eddie hit his best card on the river.
He's getting 5-1 at this stage. It's one of those killer budgie bets. Cheap.
Call.
He has called nut flush, says Andy Black, and Eddie Scharf mucks him quick.
Mucks him in disdain.
5th in the world a couple years ago, 3rd in Australia, final table just a few weeks ago. And he's never won the Irish Open, though, Andy Black, but he's off to a good start.
He's off to a great start there. Great call. He's giving it a rubbing it in slightly.
In the Premier League, one back. And you know what? See what
Looks like Scott Gray on the button this hand.
How much did you give her?
It'll be 200 on Andy Black.
50.
Call.
It's not even
He's flat called.
Pass.
Reasonable play with the pair.
200's about.
Sexton makes up the suited connectors again this time.
Call.
So it's a call.
Pass. Raise 600.
Cairn with the raise from the small. It's not a very large raise, really.
Pass.
2 jacks.
Diamond raise.
Call. And
Move
call.
3-way for the flop.
3 players.
Cairn's liable to get himself in trouble here, isn't he? I mean, if it comes over cards, he's in out of position.
A lot of scary cards here.
8, 8, 2. Actions
How
here.
happy is Mike Sexton right now?
Thousands of bet.
But, it's action on black, 1,000 to him. Can he get away from this? If Andy makes a move on this pot, Sexton's going to trap him severely.
Could be caught in a bear trap here.
What does Andy put Paul on?
What if he's put him on something like ace king or ace queen? And they're very aggressive. I don't think he's just going to be flat calling here. It's a raise or fold situation. He folds.
That's a good
Pass.
decision. What's Mike Sexton going to do?
1,000 to bet.
Fast or slow?
I think he played slow.
Raise 2,500.
Got that one wrong.
Raise. Here, raise 5,000.
And a quick re-raise from
Oh, sorry, just call.
Paul Cairn.
He's in a mountain of trouble
Re-raise
here.
to 5,000.
He's only put in 4. 4? Yeah. Oh, yeah, 4, yeah. Well, that's 2.5.
2.5.
Trouble here. Maybe the
Originally has 1,000, raise to 2.5.
inexperience could be coming to the fore.
It's double the last bet.
It's got to be
Double the last.
Discussion.
It's got to be double.
Double the last bet.
Double, but so that means
I think the question, Bob, is
He has to make it
whether or not
5,000
Paul
announced.
put enough chips in to constitute a raise. They're going to call the floor man over.
Double the
I'm
last.
sure.
Yeah.
There's
Not plastic, but if there's any question on the table, the tournament director is called
Raise all
over.
in.
They have the last ruling. They know the rules, and I think it was the correct decision.
It's the correct decision. I know there's a slightly different interpretation of certain rules.
You know, what's going on meanwhile is Mike Sexton has re-raised Paul Cairn all in, and Cairn has a real serious decision. He's called.
Call straight away, insta call.
Now Cairn has Sexton covered, but not by
sick.
much.
He's got to be sick.
5,000.
Mike Sexton is about to be massive chip leader here. Unless it comes to jack on the next 2 cards.
6 over there.
I know, call for the all in. C2 re-raise all in, call for C4 all in.
I can't remember if there were any jacks out pre-flop.
So that's 4, 5,
he's probably
6,
still got 2 live outs.
500, 6, 7,
You know,
75,
it's time to start
6,775.
crossing the your toenails. Fingers crossed, toes, everything.
Well, Paul Cairn, as he showed his inexperience here,
Yeah, I mean,
he's-
like as I said earlier on, you know, he had the chip lead, but like, you know, the wolves were waiting. The wolves were waiting to pounce. Like he's let out with his jacks. It's a good continuation bet. But like if you get any resistance there.
Look at that.
6 of clubs.
although, look at that.
He's picked up a flush draw.
He has any club or a jack on the river, but it wasn't.
Takes it down.
And
That's all you need, huh?
Like Sexton takes it down. Nice pot.
some of the others in this Irish Open, the main winners, Daisy O'Grady.
Namir Muhammad. Or as famously last year, guy was staying in his room and he says, what's his name? He says, Namir.
200 to play.
Black in the big
Raise to
blind,
6.
eyes on David.
Pass.
Plastic is
600 is
raised
bet.
to
Pass.
600.
Pass. Pass.
And quick all
Raise
in
all
from
in.
Cairn.
He's got the Rockets.
Does he? Well, this is great news. I mean, Cairn was down to 300.
1,500.
If these aces hold up, geez, he's going to be right back in this
Sharp
tournament.
is to act. He's got ace queen. He's